I think everybody knows what that is right there. It's a utility knife. Stores blades in the handle. There's a screw on it. These have been the lifesavers of the tool world as far as cutting tasks go forever. There's all different varieties. You got this variety, which is the snap blade type. Snap, snap, snap. And you can lock the blade down. And when you run out of that blade, this one stores blades in the handle. Right down here. Okay? Same thing with this one. This one's a little neater because it has a little blade snapper right there. You just put that on the end of the blade and snap it. Keep from cutting yourself. Pretty cool, right? And again, spare blades. Same design with the... Is it locked? No, it's not locked. There we go. With the same same action. It just must not be engaged. Oh, this one loads a new blade for you. I didn't need that. That's funny that it did that. Alright, well that's cool. I didn't even know that about that one. But that'll reload a blade for you. That's by Sheffield. Then we started getting into, the smaller snap blades. Same thing, storage in the handle. And then we started to get into the foldable pocket utility knives. Like that. And like that. And Stanley even made an out the front type utility blade, just like that. Had a pocket clip on it, I took it off. But just lift that little tab, pull the blade out, turn it around. Pretty handy. Gerber got into the game too. Gerber came out with the EAB and then the EAB Lite. This is the EAB, and this is a flip liner lock style. It's got a little spring catch there. But you need a screwdriver or a dime, I believe, slips in there to swap it around. Nice little pocket utility knife. So to say there's a plethora of pocket knife or utility knives available out there is pretty much an understatement, right? So why would I have any need or desire for another one? You guys have got to go see, and I will leave a link in the description, the engineering that went into this next utility knife that I'm going to show you guys. It is called the Maker Knife, and there is a global community of makers called Maker's Mark, and Adam Savage is a big proponent of Maker's Mark. You can search that, just search Maker's Mark, and you will find all kinds of stuff. So you're looking at a blank screen. That is the Maker's Mark. It came from Italy, assembled in Italy by Giaco.com. And you might notice here it says, tune before use. Really? It's just a utility knife, right? Wait till you see the engineering marvel that's inside this box. Isn't that wild looking? That's a utility knife with a really nice, slim, reversible, even though it doesn't look as though it would be, reversible pocket clip. Tolerances are so tight on this that the length of these two screws is exactly right to keep from interfering with the mechanism. And then when you take those two screws out, you're given a package of screws underneath your tuning screwdriver. Yes, I did say tuning screwdriver. And the base of it has the Maker's Mark logo on it. You can see all of the founders here. This is how many people it took to make that a reality. Isn't that incredible? That people from literally all over the world came together to make this seemingly mundane utility knife world a thing of beauty. Okay, so in here we've got your decals, different flavors of decals. You have your black on white and white on black, and you have your maker's knife in the same flavors, black on white, white on black. And you get, and this is funny, a band-aid or a bandage just in case you cut yourself with your new toy. And of course, the bandage itself has the Maker's Mark logo on it. So go check out Maker's Mark. So what else is in here? Now you've got your Maker's Mark and each and every part that it has taken to make the Maker knife. Pretty incredible. And you can see the links and types here. These are so specific on the lengths that the engineer that developed and designed these included extra screws. There are 3 extra oh, isn't that just awesome? I totally forgot. Set screws, excuse me, I am so sorry. There are 3 set screws in the pack to replace the set screws that you may need to replace over time. And then there are 2 Torx head screws in here that are a very specific length that go here. You don't just flip this over and use these 2 screws over here, because they are mere microns different in length than these. That's how over engineered this knife is, and why I appreciated it so much that I decided to get one. And let me tell you, after you tune it, I am not at all disappointed. Have I already had it out of the box? Absolutely, I've already had it out of the box. So how do you load her up? Well, let me show you here. You open it, you take your blade. In this case, I'm using a bimetal Irwin, and similarly to this out the front, which has this lift bar, this one has a sidebar that you depress outward. You depress it outward and insert the blade into the second slot. So there it is in the first slot. Alright, I just wanted to show you, when you close it, it still retracts the whole knife edge except for just the bitterest little amount. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure that you have it on the second slot. But when it's out, it absolutely will not close until you unlock it. How do you unlock it? Well, you just stick your finger in there. That's it. Otherwise, it will stay open. Your finger has to go in the hole to activate the unlock mechanism for that blade to go back out. So you can flip to eject and pull back. And I am left-handed, so it is definitely ambidextrous for anybody who's concerned about that. Like I say, in the link in the description below, I will link the video channel to this Maker's knife. But you guys want to talk about an absolutely fantastic, now this is version 2, first version, this actual mechanism here had one slight little issue, just a handful. It was a Kickstarter campaign, and all the Kickstarter orders have been satisfied, and now he is down to just having silver. The next batch, at the time that I ordered, had yet to be received and assembled. But if you have a first generation that has the very, very slight possibility of an issue with it, you can buy a Series 2 kit where you keep everything on the outside and you just replace this stainless steel piece right here with the appropriately sized screws that it will come with as well. But the maker is just, it takes a mountain, and he put together an absolutely fantastic utility blade. And as far as how you tune it, well, that is going to be entirely up to you, to your liking. He mentions in one of his videos that the way he has his tuned and the 5 other guys in the shop, the way they have theirs tuned, each and every one is different. Each and every one. And when I say tuned, what do I mean? Well, it's pretty straightforward. You have 2 adjustable points. You have an adjustable point here, which is your unlock point. Okay, if you watch that, it's recessed a little bit right now. When I go to pull back on it, it raises up. Okay, and when it raises up, that allows it to come back. That screw is adjustable for how difficult it is to unlock. But in the locked position, like I said, it will not collapse in on itself. All right, so that's one adjustment side that you can tune to your liking on how much, if you want a lot of pressure to release the lock or just the tiniest little bit of pressure. You can see the top of that ring is split. So when you're closing it, that's just the natural reaction for that as you're putting pullback force is for that to come down a little bit, which in return flattens that bar out and allows the blade to come back. And then you have the opposite side. You have a screw here, and that screw adjusts how much force it takes to overcome the locked position. And you can adjust that to your absolute liking. There's the Giaco sign there. But are they expensive? Well, you have to consider all the engineering and all of the thought and the sheer number of founders that it took to get this thing from concept to reality, to appreciate it. Once you appreciate it, then you won't think the price is so crazy. US dollars shipped from Italy was right at $60 and some change. I know, it's a utility knife. That's crazy, right? Well, think about it. You're always going to have a sharp blade. Always, always, always. And it is very pocketable and very comfortable. I've carried it just yesterday and today, and it's just fantastic. So I will leave a link in the bottom to the website, as in the description, as well as a link to Giaco's YouTube channel, so that you guys can go check them out. If for no other reason than to see the level of engineering that has gone into manufacturing this wonderful, wonderful new tool to the addition of the Zippo wrench. So that's it. That's all I got for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you like this as much as I do. But to appreciate it, you've got to get one in your hands. So if you feel so, and I'm not sponsored by these guys at all, I just absolutely love the engineering that has gone into it. Huge proponent of good engineering, and this is bar none the absolute best utility knife that's out there. That's in my personal opinion. A lot of people are going to suggest others. I've seen a lot of others. There were none that intrigued me as much as this one, basically due to the backstory on the level of engineering that went into it. So there we go. That's it. Enough said. I hope I see you guys on the next one when we should be out in the shop. We'll holler at y'all later. Zippo!